Welcome, Domain Dave, again for CheapWineFinder.com with another wine review. This is the holiday season. We're doing bubblies and trying to do some affordable bubblies, ones that can go for a party or just could be good enough for New Year's Eve. You don't have to spend a fortune. And what we have today is the Korbel California Brut Rosé Champagne. And yeah, you heard me say champagne because typically speaking, if it's not from Champagne, France, you can't call it champagne, but Korbel can. In 2006, Champagne region went to California and tried to enforce their trademark because champagne is made from grapes from Champagne and inside Champagne. But Korbel has been around since 1882, I believe, and they got grandfathered in. And they make champagne-style wines. So they can call themselves champagne, much to the chagrin of the champagne people in France. But the Korbel's been kind of doing it for longer than some of the champagne houses, so you can't really complain too much. I've been going to a seasonal, in November, there's a big champagne thing going on in one of the local fashion warehouse places. And every room's got a different bubbly, and Korbel's been there, and their wines have been bringing it for some time. They're really good, and they're affordable. I paid $11.99 for this, and this is a method Noir champenois, that kind of thing. And it's Pinot Noir, Sangiovese, Gamay, and what else is there? Gamay, and I think Chenin Blanc. And maybe a little Merlot. No, I think that's it. And Gamay is the grape from Bubbly. It always reminds me of Pinot Noir. Sangiovese is the weird one, but it does just fine. And Chenin Blanc makes good sparkling wine in its own. It's a wine that's kind of similar to Chardonnay, so much so you kind of forget about it because it does what Chardonnay does, and Chardonnay's everywhere. You take a sip. This is good. It's balanced. It's 12% alcohol. This wine got number 90 in Wine Enthusiast, top 100 wines under $20. And they're not kidding. This is a good wine. It's well made. It's one of those things that you don't have to pay a fortune to get a decent bubbly, which is something I've known for a long, long time. And actually, when you talk about champagne, the entry level, which is like $30 to $40 for the most part, they're fine, but they're not that much better than inexpensive bubblies everywhere else. Champagne doesn't get really, really crazy good until you start getting up with the extended triages and in the more individual wines. Not that the entry level are bad by any means, just the other bubblies are really good. And this Korbel gets 90 points in a couple of the wine magazines. This is for a long time Korbel was kind of, in my mind anyway, I didn't think about it. When I was going to drink a sparkling wine, I didn't think of Korbel. I've known since tasting it for a while that it's good, but I forgot that they can make really good wine. And this is a really tasty, crowd-pleasing sparkling wine. Yeah, champagne. It's their right to call champagne. I'll call champagne. Got enough acidity just to make it, give it a little bit of zestiness. Really good flavors. It gives you a little bit of that lip smacking thing that makes you want to take the next sip. And $12 for a really nice Brut Rosé. Really nice Brut Rosé. This is a really good wine. I mean, it's from California. I think they've been in business for 140 years. I think the Korbel people are still, I think they're owned by somebody else, but I think the Korbel family is still making the wine. What's there not to like? I don't know. This is a tasty bubbly. It's crowd pleasing. You don't have to be a connoisseur to understand the flavors and enjoy the taste. and you can buy 3 bottles for the price of entry-level champagne. And this is a value price champagne because they got grandfathered in. So that's just been me, Domain Dave. This is just a good, if you're looking for a value bubbly and you just want a good bubbly and you don't really, you're not trying to impress anybody, but you might impress them with the taste. But if you just want a good bubbly and, it doesn't have to be Dom or Chandon or what Krug. It doesn't have to be that. You just want to drink it and like it. It's the Korbel California Brut Rosé Champagne. It's a non-vintage wine like most bubblies are. And I found it for $12. You should be able to find it fairly cheap out there too in December of 2024. So adios, keep it cheap. I've got a Snoop Dogg 19 Crimes wine coming up. We'll be talking about that in a couple days. So adios, keep it cheap, and I'll be talking to everybody and stay warm.